Now, before we go ahead and get started with implementing our API into our project, there are still a few things I want to go ahead and set up, and that is importing a font from Google and also our Font Awesome library. Now, if you guys have watched any videos here on the channel, you know that those are two libraries that I use in almost every project, and you may be wondering with Vue how we go ahead and implement those. So it's actually quite simple. So if you go over here to our weather app, our folder, we have another folder called public, and inside of there, we have our index.html. So this is going to look similar to any index.html that you may have used in the past. There is a little bit of differences in it, but for the most part, the structure is the same. So you're going to see here we have a head tag, we have a body tag, and then we have our basic HTML wrapper and such. So we're going to actually be putting our script tags right here in the head. So also a little bit about Vue if you guys are not familiar with it. You can see here we have this div with the ID of app, and then a comment right below that that tells us that our built files will be auto-injected here. So a little rundown of how this works is that our main app right here, or our main file, is called app.vue, and this is where we're going to import all of our components and views into, okay? And then from here, you can see in main.js, we're rendering out this app and mounting it to the ID of app, which is right here in the index.html. So hopefully that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, don't worry. I'm not going to go too in depth with it, and it's really not going to be, I guess, something you need to know to complete this series and tutorial, but I just wanted to kind of talk about that if you guys were unfamiliar with how Vue actually goes ahead and works. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and actually import our files here. So if we head over to our Google Fonts site here, I already have the font we're going to be using, which is Quicksand. And we're going to be utilizing the 4, 5, 6, and 700 font weight style. So we're going to go ahead and copy this tag, and then simply right above the title, we're going to paste that in, and we're going to save that. And then we need to go ahead and get our Font Awesome library. So I'm going to go over to cdnjs.com, and we can type in Font Awesome, and I'm going to grab the first one here. So we're going to copy that script tag as well. And then right below our Google font, we're going to go ahead and copy and paste that in as well. And there we go. We are now all set. Now let's go ahead and actually import our default font to our project. So where we're going to do that is in the app. So what we have right now is some default styling here, which I'm just going to go ahead and remove. We don't need this. And I'm going to copy and paste in our default resets here. So margin of 0, padding of 0, box sizing, and then font family of Quicksand. Okay, so that is going to do it for the basics. So now let's head over to the OpenWeatherMap API and set up our account and retrieve our API key. Okay, so if you don't already have an account with OpenWeather, you're going to need to sign up for one in order to get the API key for this series. So what you need to do is, if you don't, I believe that you can just hit sign in here at the very top. And as you can see, I already have an account, but if you don't, it says not registered, and you can click right here to create your account, and it just asks for some basic information here if it loads. Let's see here. So it asks for your username, email, password, consent that you're 16 and older, and then just some other stuff you can go ahead and select, and then a reCAPTCHA. Okay, so considering I already have an account, I'm going to go ahead and sign in, and I'm just going to go ahead and select Remember Me. Now from here, we're going to do a few things. So for the first part of this series and this application, we're simply going to be using the current weather data API. Later on, when we get into actually building our weather view and our weather component, we will be utilizing the OneCall API. So what we first need to do is head over to our account right here. So as you can see, I have my account name. You can select that and we get a drop down, and then it says My API Keys. So I have one already, but we can generate a new one, and I will change it after the video, so don't try using mine. So let's say weather app and just say YT for YouTube, and we're going to go ahead and generate a new key, and there you go. We have our new key right here. So this is what we're going to use in our API call. Now, where we find the API call is actually back over here. We can go to API and select the API doc. And as you can see here, here is the call we're going to need to make. So as you can see, this API call is going to require us to enter the city name and then also our API key. So let's head back over to our Vue project and actually start to test out this API call by entering in some cities and then our API call and see what we go ahead and get back as a return. Now to make this API call to the OpenWeatherMap API, we're going to be using Axios. Now I choose to use Axios over Fetch as a personal preference. I just like it better than Fetch. Now if you want to use Fetch for this series, you're more than welcome to, but there will be a few differences in how you have to format it and whatnot. So if you want to follow along step by step with what I'm doing, simply go ahead and install Axios, and it is very easy. All you need to do is come to npmjs.com and search up Axios, or you can just simply go ahead and go into your terminal and type in npm install Axios, and then you'll have Axios available and ready to use for this series. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with making our API call. So we're going to be making this call inside of our component of app.vue. Now, currently we don't have the script tag. So for a Vue component, there is a template, there is a script tag, which is where you do all your JavaScript, you import your props, you import your components, you have your data, you have your JavaScript, you can mess with your lifecycle hook. So we don't have that currently in this component. So let's go ahead and create that. So I am actually using a plugin called Vueter. If you don't have it, definitely recommend it for this series and anytime you're going to be using Vue. It is just great. It has a bunch of snippets, it has a bunch of shorthands, and like I said, just makes it a lot easier. So what I can do is I can start to type in script here, and we can see we have the script with the javascript.vue. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Now, first thing I want to do is give this a name, and we're going to simply just call this app. So as you recall, we're going to be using Axios. So what we need to do is we actually need to import Axios here inside the script tag. So what we can say is import, and we're going to say Axios from, and then just simply say Axios, and that'll give us the import of Axios to use it here inside of the script tag. Okay. Now, what we also need to do is we need to create our methods here. So we can say methods, and this is where we're going to create our function to go ahead and make that API call. So let's go ahead and just say, for now, because this is not going to be the final version of the API call, we're actually going to be integrating Firebase. So for now, we'll just call this get, let's say get current weather. Okay, and there we go. So here is where we're going to call the API to get the information. Now, I want to create a few data properties up here to go ahead and reference for this API call to make it a little bit easier. So we're going to say data, which is a function, and then we're going to open up this, we're going to say return, and then here we can actually create some data. So the first one I'm going to go ahead and create is called API, and we're going to say key. And we need to set this equal to the API key that we have here on our OpenWeatherMap profile. So if I go back to my API keys, and let's go ahead and simply, nope, that's not right. Let's go ahead and just copy this. I thought that would have copied automatically, but it doesn't. So let's copy that, head back over to our data here, and simply put this in a string. And then we also want to create a data prop for city, which we're going to say is set to Detroit. Okay, and then we need to add a comma after this as well, and we need one here too. Okay, and you can see right now we're getting an error because Axios is imported but never defined. So we'll go ahead and change that here in a second. So what we need to do inside of this function here is we're going to say Axios, and we're going to say get. So we want to retrieve our API URL. So we're going to say get, and we're going to copy and paste this URL in over here from the API. So if I head back over here, API doc, and as you can see, we're going to be using this right here. So actually, to save some time, I'm going to copy and paste the same thing in here. You know what? Yeah, we're copying and pasting this, and it might make it a little bit easier. And there we go. Head back over here, and we're going to say we're actually not going to use quotes. We're going to use we're going to interpolate here. So if I save this right now, you'll see that doc is not defined. So this is what we're going to be using when we call to Firebase. So for now, what we can do is we can actually get rid of this, and let me go ahead and change this to this dot city. Okay, so what this is saying is we're retrieving the weather information from our this dot city, which is going to be equal to Detroit, and then we're also setting the units to imperial, which is going to be for degrees Fahrenheit, and then also we have this app ID, which is set to our API key. So to keep things more clean, this is the best way I like to do it. So Once we go ahead and get this, we want to then, so we're going to call a .then method here. We're going to say .then. We want to, we need to pass a function here. Let's go back up to here. And we're going to say then, we're going to say res, so the result, and then we're going to run a callback function here. And then let's simply just console.log the res, and we're going to say .data. Okay, so if you do this, you'll see nothing happens. We have nothing in our console that is logging it. That is because this function is never getting ran. Now you may be asking, how do we run a function when the app is first created? So there is actually a lifecycle hook called created to go ahead and do just this. So if we go right below the data property here, we're going to go ahead and do a created, which is a function, and then we're going to go ahead and put a comma here, and then we can call this weather function right here in our created lifecycle hook. So what happens in the created is before anything is mounted to the DOM, this stuff will run, but it does have access to our data properties here in this current lifecycle. Now, if you want to learn more about the lifecycles, I'm not going to get into it in this series. Now, this series is pretty much saying that you know a little bit about Vue, but I'll kind of walk you through some things as we go along. So anyways, how we can call this function is by saying this, and we can say get current weather, and then function, and then a comma. So now if we save that and run, as you can see here, it refreshed. I'll go ahead and extend this a little bit. You can see here we now have a reference to the city of Detroit and all the weather information here within this function. So if we want to change this, let's say we'll say Dallas. If I save that, you can see that it'll run again, and now we have the result for Dallas. Okay, so we're actually not going to be using this specific method right here to make our call. We're actually going to be utilizing Firebase to go ahead and add our collection of data, so that whenever we see a city in our collection, we'll then go ahead and retrieve that data from Firebase and then interpolate that into this .city. So we're actually not going to be using this going forward. I just kind of wanted to show you how we're going to be setting this up and how we're going to be retrieving the information from the OpenWeatherMap API. Okay, so that is going to do it for this video. Now in the next one, we're going to actually set up our Firebase Firestore collection, and then we're going to set up our full call for the API to go ahead and automatically retrieve each one of our cities that we have added to a list or our collection when the app is loaded. So we'll be using a similar method here with Axios, but we're also going to be, like I said, not initializing, we're going to be utilizing Firebase for our data and to actually get the cities we have added, so that it's not so static that we can only have one city here. Okay, so we'll get to that in the next video.